Alicia placed her fork down and stared at me intensely. We were in the middle of dinner, and I felt like throwing up all the food I had managed to eat. My stomach was churning uncomfortably with guilt and nerves. My deadline was looming closer and closer, and I still had no way out of the mess I was in. "What's wrong with you, Bryson?" Alicia asked, concerned. "Nothing. What are you talking about?" I asked, staring back at her. "Ever since I came home yesterday, you've been acting strange. You keep jumping at the slightest noise, you can't sit still to save your life, and you are picking at your food. Something seems to be bothering you to me." "I'm fine. Nothing's the matter," I lied, swirling my fork into my noodles. I really didn't have an appetite for food. Whenever I did manage to eat something, I just wanted to hurl it right back up. It felt like a huge stone was sitting at the bottom of my stomach. The walls were closing in on me, and I didn't know how I would escape unscathed. "Well, I hear what you're saying, but I don't believe you, Bryson." "You don't have to believe me. I said nothing is wrong." "MHMM," she mumbled, taking a sip from her glass of sweet tea. "What's that supposed to mean?" I asked defensively. "Oh, nothing. Don't worry about it. You said nothing's wrong, so I'm not going to say anything else about it. If you have something on your mind, then speak on it." Waving off my comment, she asked, "Have you been going to your Gamblers Anonymous meetings?" "Alicia, I already told you I don't need to go to those meetings. There is nothing wrong with me," I said, getting angry. "Bryson, you do have a problem, and you know it. You can be in denial all you want to, but you have a gambling addiction. If you don't get a handle on it, it is going to land you in a predicament that you won't be able to get yourself out of. As your woman, I only want the best for you. I'm not telling you something that is going to harm you. I just want you to get some help before it's too late. And how many times do I have to tell you that I don't have a problem? So what, I bet a little on fights and horse races. That doesn't mean I have a gambling problem. I am trying to help us come up financially. If it means I have to spend a little money to win a lot of money, then I am willing to do it." "That's the problem," Alicia shouted, pushing her chair back abruptly from the table and standing. "You are spending any little money we do manage to get on gambling. Bills aren't being paid because you are spending the money betting on boxing matches and horse races. What about taking care of our bills, Bryson? You will bet money before you pay the rent or light bill. That's not good. You're blowing things way out of proportion. Yeah, some bills lagged behind a little, but as soon as I win money betting, don't I catch up any bills we're behind in? You act as if I just let the bills pile up and don't pay them. That's not the point. Our bills come first. I should not have to bathe in ice cold water because you didn't pay the gas bill. I shouldn't have to eat toodles and noodles every night because that's the cheapest food we can afford. I shouldn't have to live like this." "So, you're blaming me for our living conditions?" I asked, glaring at Alicia. "Yes, Bryson, I am, and you know it's all your fault. You and your gambling habit has us living like this. I'm so tired of this." "You can't blame me for any of this. We both are trying to pay our way through school. Things are a little hard, but we will get through them. You just have to be patient with me. I'm going to hit it big, Alicia. You just wait and see." At my last statement, Alicia threw her hands up in aggravation and stomped out of the kitchen. I watched as she stomped down the hall and entered our bedroom. I went to chase after her, but she slammed the bedroom door in my face before I could make it. "Come on, Alicia. Don't be like that. This is only a temporary situation. As soon as my time comes, we will be living the way we are supposed to. You just have to have faith in me, baby." I hollered through the door. Alicia didn't respond to my outburst. I decided to leave her alone for a while and let her cool off. I would try again to talk to her later once her anger had simmered a little. I walked back into the kitchen and grabbed our discarded plates from the table. I walked over to the trash can and dumped our half-eaten noodles inside. I didn't understand Alicia's point. I was getting tired of eating oodles and noodles every night too, but that's all we could afford right now. As soon as things started looking up, we would be eating meals fit for kings and queens. Once I had the plates scraped, I took them over to the sink and began to run some dishwater. When the sink was full, I dumped the plates in and started washing them. As I washed the dishes, my mind wandered to my impending doom. I had less than 48 hours to get Tony's money, and I hadn't come up with a way to get it yet. My brain was buzzing with activity, but a solution to my problem had yet to make its presence known to me. All I could do was wait for the shoe to drop. After I finished washing the dishes, I headed back towards the bedroom so I could get ready for work. I turned the knob to the bedroom door and pushed it open. I could see Alicia sprawled across the bed with her headphones securely fastened on her ears. She had a notebook on her lap, and she was flipping through the pages of her textbook. She must have been doing her homework. She glanced up from what she was doing and rolled her eyes when she noticed me standing there. I tried giving her one of my charming smiles, but all it did was earn me another eye roll. I just shrugged my shoulders and proceeded to gather my stuff for a quick shower. I really didn't feel like going into work tonight, but I needed to do something to keep my mind occupied. There was no use in dwelling on the inevitable. I grabbed a t-shirt and boxers from one of my dresser drawers and stepped into the bathroom. I turned on the shower and waited as the water heated. As soon as it was steamy, I undressed and stepped inside, closing the curtain behind me. I grabbed my men's body wash and soaked up my cloth. I washed and rinsed my body a couple times before I turned off the water. I snatched my towel from the rack and wrapped it snugly around my waist. I stepped from the shower and ran my hand over the mirror to clear the fog. I stared at my 5 feet 10-inch framed reflection looking back at me. My long blonde hair was a little damp from my shower, so it hung in clumps. My blue eyes weren't their usual sparkling color. They were dull, and you could see the worry behind them. My perfectly chiseled face bore slight stress lines. My muscular build, which had some lingering water droplets still visible, looked the same as it usually did except for a slight paleness. I hadn't worked out in 2 days because my heart and mind wasn't in it. That was unusual for me. Usually I spent at least 6 days a week pumping iron, but what was the point now? I wouldn't be able to admire my perfect physique once I was dead, could I? I tore my eyes from the mirror and quickly dressed in my shirt and boxers. I brushed my teeth and pulled my damp hair into a ponytail. I exited the bathroom and walked into the closet to get my uniform. I grabbed it from the hanger and slipped it on. Once I was dressed, I stepped out of the closet and knelt next to the bed to retrieve my sneakers. I stepped into them and tied the laces tightly. I was now ready for work. "Baby, can we talk when I get home? I hate it when you're mad at me," I said, staring at Alicia as she continued to work. At first she didn't answer me, but then she removed the headphones from her ears and looked up at me. Alicia was so beautiful to me. Her long flowing black hair was tucked behind her ears. Her 5-foot even perfectly toned body was flawless. Her caramel skin glowed under the light of the bedroom fixture. She was a cross between her African-American mother and Caucasian father. Her eyes though. Those beautiful cat-like eyes are what drew me to her immediately. Alicia has the most beautiful gray eyes I've ever seen. She often joked that she wasn't sure if her father was really her father because she doesn't know where her eyes came from. Neither her father nor mother had gray eyes. What is there for us to talk about, Bryson? You won't get help for your gambling addiction, so what else is there? I don't want to argue with you anymore. It's pointless. I just want you to have faith in me. I know what I'm doing. Everything is going to be alright. I promise. I'm tired of your empty promises. You always say that things are going to get better, but all they do is get worse. You just don't understand how tired I am. What are you saying? Do you want to break up with me? My heart fluttered at the thought. I loved Alicia with everything in me, and it would tear me to pieces if she said she wanted to end things with me. She couldn't break up with me. I couldn't let her. I had to do whatever I had to so that she wouldn't leave me. I don't know, Bryson. I really don't know what I want. I love you, but you are headed down a dangerous road, and I don't want to be along for the ride. I just want what's best for you, and you can't seem to understand that. We have been going through this for nearly 4 years. Walking over to her and wrapping her in my arms, I said, "Baby, I'm so sorry. I know you love me and want the best for me. I will do better. I will go and get help if that is what I have to do to keep us together. I can't lose you. I don't want you to go because of me. I want you to go because you know you need to." "I will, baby. I promise. I have to go before I'm late for work, but we will talk when I get home. Okay?" "Okay." Alicia agreed. I pulled her face up to meet mine and our lips connected. I tried to show Alicia how much she meant to me in my kiss. Our tongues danced as we continued to express our love for each other. Reluctantly, I pulled away from our embrace. "I'll see you later," Alicia said, returning her attention to her books. "Okay, baby. I love you." "I love you too, Bryson." I grabbed my car keys off the nightstand and headed out of the room. I walked down the hall with all kinds of thoughts circling around my brain. I just had to find a way to get myself out of this situation. I couldn't lose Alicia or my life for a stupid mistake that could have been avoided. Sometimes greed can make